Hawaii Walls was Paua Hawaii for the past decade, and we recently changed our name to Hawaii Walls. And after doing murals in Kaka'ako for over a decade, we decided to move it to Kalihi and paint murals here in this community, which in the Kalihi and Palama area is vastly underserved with a lot of low income and public housing. And we felt that the work that we do in Kaka'ako could be done here and could really benefit and uplift this community. When we initially started doing work in Kalihi, a lot of people that I talked to asked us why. It's like, why do you even want to do it there? And I think that's the reason why you should be doing it there. The reason why we do cultural tours is because for a lot of people that we bring on board the project, it's their first time being in Hawaii. And this year we worked with Kualoa Ranch, and the artists all planted trees. And so it was a very beautiful moment to sort of have everyone here to learn about Hawaii, the native habitat, and then then give back and leave something behind. Not only their artwork, but a tree.
Palama Settlement is part of the Palama Ahupua'an. Palama was the place where the warriors would be trained to become chiefs. And in the old days, obviously the kings would bring them here to train them. Today, we are training the kids of Palama area to become chiefs in their own rights. And we are training the warriors here at Palama to become the future, to become the chiefs. The same thing they did in 1925 is what we're doing in 2023 and beyond.
And when they initially talked about it, we talked about doing one mural. But I was like, forget one mural, let's do 30. Let's do 70. You know what, let's not only paint Palama Settlement, but also, let's paint as many murals as we can around Kalihi and Palama. So we painted in Palama Settlement with over 30 murals, but we also painted at Kalihi Kai Elementary, at Farrington High School, at Kalihi Uka Elementary, Bishop Museum, and also around Kapalama Kai and Dillingham Plaza. And so the goal was to really try to give back to Kalihi and give back to a place that has been a home to me. And that's also very close to my heart since I was a kid growing up in Hawaii.
And filming, and action!
Today we're doing a workshop at Kalihi Kai Elementary with the Daniels, the directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Kirsten Lepore, who's an animation director that's done work for Adventure Time, for I Am Groot, animation director for Marcel the Shell. And they're here giving back to this community and teaching kids. For some people, what they're doing now is a dream, and these kids are getting this experience. I don't think some of these kids even know who they are actually, but they're having a lot of fun, a lot of laughing, a lot of screaming. It's good.
This week has been a whirlwind of excitement. We have 10 murals going up at our school, and again, as an arts integration school, my goal has always been to make sure the outside, the physical environment of our school matches the instruction that's taking place in the classroom and the learning that's taking place. So super exciting for not only Kalihi Kai, but the entire Kalihi community to really beautify, the environment that our students and our family belong to.
It's been, as always, every time you're out here, man, it's been a always connecting with the people, the community is obviously the highlight of the trip, at least for me. Meeting people that are from this neighborhood has been like probably one of the best. You know, I mean, as cliche as it is, the spirit of aloha, right? This being bright and colorful, and just like, you know, I kind of wanted the piece to kind of reflect how, you know, sometimes you feel whenever you're here.
Those fears and those anxieties and those worries that people were trying to share with us was actually completely wrong. And the community really came and embraced us. There were so many stories throughout the week of artists being approached by people within the community thanking them. You know, people buying them food and dinner. It was like such a great time to sort of do that in Kalihi and then sort of just see the community give back and embrace us in that way. During the week of painting, almost every artist found a way to include the kids, include children, include families, to be a part of it, to have ownership of it, and to also create work that speaks to them and speaks to this area.
So one of my favorite stories about Hawaii Walls was that in the back of Palama Gym, we decided to make these portraits. When we put the princess and prince up there, one day I took the kids around and I said, let's go in the back of the gym. Let's go look at the walls where the royalty wall, if you will. They looked at Princess Likelike, because they attend Likelike Elementary, and said, that's my princess. I want to paint my princess. To me, that was worth it, because that's what, for the Palama Settlement community, that's what Hawaii Walls meant to us, is that these kids were engaged, but just as important, they were understanding that Princess Likelike will always be here for you, whether you're at school or whether you come to Palama Settlement. She's always looking after you. You know, when they said that's my princess, it meant the world to me.
When I hear the word Kalihi, growing up here on Oahu, I'm from Laie, so the other side of the island. Now when I think of it, like I want it to be synonymous with the idea of like public art, you know, because this is such an inspiring place to be putting this art in Kalihi. I think of the kids and their faces looking at us like, wow, you guys are artists, you guys do this for a living? And those kids are the ones who are going to be, you know, making decisions in the future. We always say that, like, the policymakers, the innovators of the future, they're coming from towns like Kalihi. So Kalihi is hope, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, now I think of Kalihi as like hope for the future to like chase their dreams and see themselves on walls, hopefully, when they think of art. When you give kids the room to be really expressive and to not be afraid of doing the wrong image or not getting the problem completely correct, but like embrace the process of problem solving, that's where you really find the magic, I think, with kids, giving them the room to dream big, you know?
I say the reason why you do it is because you see how it impacts people. You see how it impacts communities. Like when everyone is here and everyone is painting and you see the community involved, you see the faces of the children, the families, that's really what makes it worth it at the end.
I see all these kids as like me as a kid. I grew up in spaces like this, like these spaces and this shelter where societies happen outside of, but this feels like a safe shelter. So I'm all for spaces like this to constantly exist, because when you look at Palama Settlement and you look at impoverished areas, I don't see poverty, I see ingenuity, there's will to survive. And I think places like this contribute to us surviving, contribute to us becoming, you know, great, not cogs in the wheel, but things that keep the wheel spinning.
When the kids came and helped out, it just brought back memories from when I was a kid and I was surrounded by art and how much it inspired me to do good and to have a passion for something rather than aimlessly going through life. You know, I was exposed to so much artwork, whether it was in my family or out in the world, that it really inspired me to have something to hold on to and call mine and set a path for me.
these walls meant something vibrant. It meant something special. It meant that we're alive again here at Palama Settlement. That means that, you know, there's things happening here, and what is happening is that Hawaii Walls are making this a better place for this community and a better place for the kids so that they can become better individuals.
We're already started working on future ones and trying to see what more we can do out here in Kalihi and Palama. We learned a lot through this process, and we'll continue pushing forward and supporting underserved communities in Hawaii.